Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're actually going to be working on making some taillight gaskets for the taillights. Like you've seen in my previous videos that the previous owner basically glued those old gaskets onto the car with some silicone. Well, those gaskets are pretty much destroyed. So what I'm going to be doing today is just basically using some foam material, the foam gaskets, and making my own using the old as a template to trace out the new. So let's just get to it. Alright guys, so this is basically I'm just using a piece of cardboard and this as my workstation. It's not super flat, I guess, but I should be able to trace up onto this. So I got some EVA foam. People use this for like basically, I don't know, making costumes for like cosplay and all that stuff. So there's kind of a couple materials that you use. There's EVA foam and there's like another different foam. I decided to opt for the EVA foam, not because it's cheaper, because it's more closer to this kind of, I guess this kind of OEM gasket foam. So I think the other one was a neoprene foam or something like that, but you know, this one works good. I got it on eBay, shipped from China. So this piece should be able to make me like at least 4 gaskets. So this is gonna be pretty good. So first things first is I'm just using a silver Sharpie so that I could trace this onto here. So let's just kind of take this out so we could trace it on. You can see that how destroyed this gasket is right here. It's pretty old and really crummy. So the other thing you're gonna need is basically an X-Acto blade, right? So after you trace all these holes, you're gonna be cutting it out of here. I'm gonna use some scissors and all that kind of stuff. So let's just take this out and have a look, shall we? And you notice that the bolt holes are already kind of stripped out of there too. They're supposed to be just enough, like small enough like that. So that, you know, it kind of acts as a gasket too, but. All right, so let's transfer this onto here. So I want to waste as little material as possible. So we're going to go right to the edge here. So I'm going to go ahead and trace it out first, and then I am going to show you guys, because this is not really stable, so I'm just going to trace it out on the floor. Alright, so as you can see, I've kind of traced it out onto the template. I mean, it looks pretty much identical. All I did was line it up and then trace it. So I could just use some scissors and snip it out now, and then all I have to do is get those shapes kind of, you know, cut out afterwards. So let's just get to that. I'll need some scissors. Oh, by the way, the material for this stuff I think is about 5 millimeters thick. Pick the one that is most similar to the thickness of the OEM gasket. And then after a lot of research, they say that this kind of material is actually, they use it for automotive applications, for sealing and everything. So it's not like it's the wrong material or anything. It's likely it's the right material. Just we have to make it ourselves. I mean, I think Honda might or may not still carry these. I don't think so, but this cost me about 15 bucks to get all this material. So you can make 4 gaskets for like 15 bucks. So whatever. Cheaper than paying OEM, I guess. But obviously it's not going to be as perfectly cut as OEM. Alright, so I got on my, I guess, little hobby knife set, and I started cutting around to make sure that it is like circular, or I can get the nice straighter cuts. Because I started cutting with just a razor, and you can see here, it's not obviously not perfect. It's not meant to be, but I'm just going to be outlining with this, and should do a pretty good job. And there you go. That looks pretty good. Nicely sealed. So I can put this back onto the car now, and basically when you tighten these things down, it'll basically seal itself to the car body without having to use any silicone. Really hate silicone. But as you can see, this is the original. It's all worn out. And here's the new one. Yeah, the cutouts aren't perfect, but it's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and make a bunch more, you know, because I have a couple sets of taillights. These are the ones that have holes in them. Previous owner drilled holes in them, so I bought another set of taillights so that they don't have holes, but the other set that I have is like, it's cracked on the plastic. So either way, all the taillights that I have available will need to be refinished at some point. This one I definitely need to polish up. Even though there's holes on it, I'm going to be using it for the time being while I refinish the other set. But I would say that looks pretty good, right? So now I just got to replicate this for both sides. Alright guys, so that's basically it for the gaskets. I was only able to make 4 gaskets with the material that I had, but if you haven't already noticed, you only need one of the gaskets that you have to be able to trace out for both sides. All it is that this is just flipped around. So if you were to take this side and put it onto the other side, just do it real quick. It's essentially just the opposite of it. So you just need one of these gaskets. You notice that? It's just the opposite. And the holes all line up. So if you have one of these good gaskets, you can just trace them out and make a whole bunch of these gaskets for yourself. Like I said, it wasn't really expensive. It was pretty cheap to get this EVA foam. So just look on eBay and you probably be able to find a whole bunch of sellers selling this kind of stuff. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I hope this helps you guys out. And if you haven't already, please comment, like, and subscribe, and share my videos. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.